Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at this week's Warhammer pre-order preview. This week's pre-order preview is going to feature a load of Aeldari miniatures, so if you're a fan of the Aeldari, you've got lots to look forward to in this video. There's also a few other cool things in there too, some games and some different things. So let's get started and we'll take a look at everything that will be available to pre-order from next Saturday. Let's get started with the first products, and this is the Aeldari Codex, and this is going to be 200 pages altogether, and this is going to include all the rules for Asuryani, Inari and the Harlequins, and it's also going to give you all the lore and photographs that you expect to see by now. So it's a little bit shorter than the Codex Space Marines, so only 8 pages shorter, so this should give you a good idea of just how big it's going to be. And it's also going to contain a campaign section. It tells us in the article there's 5 separate psychic disciplines and all the data sheets covering the Guardian foot troops all the way to the Taurin Wraith Knights. You can see there's 2 options here in the picture, and one is the limited collector's edition, which is going to have that soft touch cover, silver foil blocking and also the black ribbon. Get ready for some awesome miniatures now, and the first one is Morgan Ra, and this is the reborn Phoenix Lord Morgan Ra. And so the great model, covered it in a preview about a week or 2 ago, maybe a little bit longer now actually, but here you can see he's an awesome model, and he's going to come with the Scythe Shuriken Cannon, the Maugatur, I'm saying everything wrong here, and he's also going to be a multidisciplinary demon on the battlefield. Next, we've got the Dark Reapers, and so there's going to be 5 altogether, and these are all new plastic, so we wouldn't have seen these in the plastic before, and they're going to come with a range of different head options. You're going to get an X-Arch as well, and a choice of Tempest Launcher, Aeldari Missile Launcher, Shuriken Cannon, or the Reaper Launcher. So you're going to get loads of different options there with the weapons, but some cool looking models. Great to have them as plastic now, so I think these are going to be pretty popular too. Now we've got some psyches, and there's 2 models here, and these are going to be the Warlocks. So these will go into battle, overwhelming their opponents with their potent psychic energy. So loads of models, you've got more to come, so let's have a look at the next ones. These are the Guardians, so you're going to get a nice box here of 11 models all together, and we saw these again in a preview a little while ago. Great to have these revamped in plastic, so really good news. They're very similar to the old models, just crisped up a little bit more modern, and yeah, but really keeping with that Aeldari look that you'll be used to. As we're getting a new codex, you've got to expect some dice and data cards as well. And so you won't be disappointed to see some pretty cool looking dice for the Aeldari as well. And you're going to get the data cards too. So these data cards are going to give you 93 altogether. So there's quite a lot going on here. This is a big chunk, and it's going to have all your stratagems and your psychic powers as well. So these are going to be packed with cards, a real good selection there. This recent article is really testing me with the names, as next we've got the Triumvirate of Enid, and these are going to give you 3 powerful characters who are available separately for the first time. And here's the first one. This is Ivrain, the Emissary of Need, and she is the god of death, and so a powerful psyker. She's also got the powerful Crone's words and the Guiderinks as well. So a lot going on with this model. What a cool looking model. I think this would be great in Age of Sigmar as well, looking at it. Then we're on to the next one, and this is Irain's loyal bodyguard, the Vicearch, and he's going to be armed with a Crone sword as well. He's also got the suit of Belanzok, I'm just butchering these words, the suit of Belanzok armour, from which he can draw upon various personalities. It tells us here of past wearers, and if your foes want to take a swipe at Ivrain, then the Vicearch will be there to meet them in bloody combat. Now we're on to the 3rd model of this trio, and this is the Incarn, and this is the Herald of the God of the Dead, and you can see here that they're appearing in a whirl of freezing ectoplasm. That's now all the models for the Aeldari, but there's still lots more to look at. We've got some Middleearth to go through next, and then some cool looking games which I think are going to be really fun, so lots more to look at, so let's keep going. Now let's head over to the Middle-earth and take a look at two of these Easterlings called Rutabai and Brawgear. And these are going to be leading the Runish dragon cults into battle. So these are two Easterling heroes to add to your army. Last week's preview we saw lots for the Black Library, so we're only getting a few books this week, but it's still 5, and if you're a fan of the Horus Heresy, then you're going to be able to have 5 Black Library books here that are going to come to print on demand in hardback. So this will help you to complete your collections as the Siege of Terror builds to a climax. A real varied mix this week as we look at some action figures, and the first one is the Raven Guard Assault Intercessor Veteran Sergeant, and so this is going to be only available though in GameStop stores in North America, and it says in the article that the rest of the world, excluding China and North America, can shortly order this guy from the Games Workshop web store directly, and you're going to find this size wise is 7 inches tall, and then he's got the articulation you can expect with up to 22 moving parts, so you can really pose this guy in different ways. He's got the 2 weapons you can see, so I think this would be really fun for the shelf to add to your collection. It's also going to be 4 artist-proof action figures that you can paint however you like, and you can choose from the Imgal Gene Stealer, the Space Marine Reaver with Grapnel Launcher, you've also got the Orc Meganob with Shooter, and the Orc Big Tech. So these are pretty cool, and it's great that you can paint them however you like. If I was buying an action figure though, I think I'd want it to look and be painted ready for me, but I think depending on the faction, of course, you could paint these up however you want. And if you've got an army, I suppose it's a good idea that you can paint your army colours onto these action figures too, and have them as a kind of centerpiece, not in the game as such, but if you're displaying them on a shelf or on a collection of shelves, then this would be a pretty cool idea. Now for something completely different. Here we've got a Warhammer Fantasy roleplay game called Electr Counts, and this is an old world card game. So this is something completely different, and it says in the description here that you line yourself up for the throne of the Empire by collecting resources, assassinating rivals, and preparing for leadership toppling sieges in this 2 to 4 player card game. So this could be pretty interesting, something different, something I haven't played before from the Warhammer franchise, so this could be quite fun. But if you've ever played any of these RPG games for Warhammer, I'd love to know what you think about them, so let me know in the comments section below. And we've got another game as well, Risk. I love Risk, so it would be great to have a Warhammer 40,000 Risk too. And here you can see that you've got the Warhammer 40,000 all taking place in the Neckman sector. So that's really great. You're going to have up to 5 players, so it can be from 3 to 5 players as you pit Marnius Calgar's Ultramarines, Abaddon the Despoiler's Black Legion, and the Xenos Hordes of the Craft World, Aeldari, Orcs, and Gene Stealer cults against each other. So loads going on here. I think the models are pretty cool. And there's going to be 225 of these unit tokens split between those 5 factions. So there could be some potential here to use those in a like scaled down version of Warhammer 40,000, almost like epic Warhammer 40,000. So that could be a good option. But I do think these are quite expensive, these Risk games. But yeah, so for 225 units, it could be worth getting. And if you're a big fan of Risk and Warhammer 40,000, then what a great combo. That then brings us to Warhammer Plus, and available from the 23rd of February, we're going to get Lore Masters for the Tau casts, and then we're also going to get a masterclass painting on the Crystal Blades, and then there's some things going in the vault, including some White Dwarf issues as well. So that's it for this week's Warhammer preview. I think there's some great products here. If you're a fan of Aeldari, then you've got loads to choose from. Some new models, those plastic kits, and I think this is a fantastic selection along with the Codex, dice and cards as well. And then some fun things like the Risk game. I think that's pretty cool. And probably, out of everything here, that Risk game is probably my favourite, but I won't be ordering it this time. But I'd love to know what you think. What's your favourite? Do you play Aeldari, and are you looking forward to picking these up? And what's your favourite product from everything we've seen so far? Let me know in the comments section below. It'd be awesome to hear from you. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.